Now, from Central Oregon's news leader, this is News Channel 21 at 7 with Lee Anderson.
Huge plumes of smoke in the skies today as firefighters ignited nearly 700 acres for 2 prescribed burns. Good evening and welcome back. As the weather warms up, we'll see many prescribed burns. It's a sign summer is on the way. The largest of the burns is just west of Bend along Shevlin Park and Johnson Roads. Firefighters ignited more than 430 acres. This burn is planned to continue through tomorrow. The other prescribed burn happened in Sun River today. This was the view 30 miles away in Bend. Crews with the National Forest Service lighted nearly 270 acres near the Besson Day Use area. That's just north of Spring River Road in Sun River. Viewers all over southern Deschutes County could see the smoke from those burns. And Chief Meteorologist John Carroll joins us now. He's been keeping an eye on the big plumes of smoke. How's the weather impacting them this evening?
Well, as we get into the nighttime hours, it cools down, so the smoke doesn't lift as much, and it gets a little bit more drifting. So it's hugging the top of the pines, and it's going to be back again tomorrow. When we get close to 80, those plumes are going to jump once again. In fact, it was a breezy day, so we did see the movement of the smoke, and this is what it looks like now. This is a live view from Aubrey Butte here at 701, and this is something we haven't seen in a while. You can see the trees through the smoke. Previously, we've only seen that thick smoke, so it's definitely relaxing as the evening comes upon us. But the smoke forecast is indicating a movement down through along just to the west of 97 and then dissipating as it gets over the Cascades. And there are 2 fires that are being incorporated in our smoke forecast. By tonight at 11 o'clock, the smoke will be laying down even further as we go forward through into the cool of the evening and kind of dissipating a bit. The winds shift tomorrow. The winds are going to be coming out of the southeast tomorrow in the afternoon, and that will push that smoke toward the Sisters area and up toward the Santiam Pass region. Air quality right now in Bend, Sun River, and Lapine is in the moderate range, so that is a bit problematic, but we are improving. Here's a look at the gusts for tomorrow. They'll be coming out of the east and then shifting more to the south as we go forward in time. The weekend, though, that's the other big story. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s on Saturday and Sunday.
John Carroll, thank you. New details tonight on the news that we broke last night here. The founder of a nonprofit that helps women with addiction and sobriety issues was arrested. On Wednesday, an arrest warrant was issued for Dawn Holland. This is video of her in an interview she did with News Channel 21 last year. She's accused of stealing more than $300,000 from the nonprofit she founded, Dawn's House. She was arrested today after showing up to Bend Police Headquarters. News Channel 21 has now also learned the investigation into Dawn Holland started last year. Bend police were tipped off by the Dawn's House vice president on July 20th. She told police about the theft of funds from the nonprofit. The current executive director of Dawn's House stressed to News Channel 21 it wants women to know it's still operating. Trailers, tractors, and tools. These are just a few of the items a Prineville man is accused of stealing. Crook County sheriffs searched 2 locations during the last month. They seized more than $10,000 worth of items they believe were stolen by Miguel Martinez. One item was this large gooseneck trailer reported stolen in Lake County. Sheriff's deputies raided locations on Redwood and Palm Lane in Prineville, finding motorcycles, RVs, and several trailers. The 36-year-old Prineville resident is due back in court tomorrow. Millions of dollars are coming to Central Oregon for new affordable homes. Isabella Warren explains.
This week, over $10 million has been brought into Central Oregon to build new affordable housing. And here in Sisters, Habitat for Humanity has received over $4 million to help build their new units.
It's a wide swath of people that are stuck in that scenario where they cannot afford to buy a house we're going to make that opportunity available to these vital members of our community.
$23 million was approved in the state as part of the LIFT homeownership program. It was started back in 2017 to fund more affordable housing across the state using tax dollars. A lottery system will be used to determine the homeowners, those who make 80% AMI or about $70,000 to $80,000 a year. In Sisters, an average home costs nearly $800,000. That's double the national average.
What has happened in Sisters is that within the last 3 or so years, the median home price has gone up over 70%. And that has just priced people who are vital members of our community out of the possibility of buying homes.
Now, this map shows exactly where all 24 units are expected to be built here in Sisters by Habitat for Humanity. Where I'm standing here in Woodlands, 5 units are expected to be built. But on the other side, 19 units will be built on this plot of land right on Adams Avenue. Bend State Representative Emerson Levy worked on the grant, as Central Oregon is one of the fastest growing areas in the state.
Central Oregon is having a housing crisis, and our prices are almost more expensive than anywhere else in the state. We're also prepared, and we work collaboratively, and we're ready to take this money and do something with it.
The grant money will fund homes beyond Sisters. A total of 77 units will be built across Central Oregon. Bend Redmond Habitat for Humanity received $1.45 million for 13 units. Rooted Homes was awarded nearly $5 million for 40 houses.
We have to be creative if we want to build a community that we want. And that, when I say it, we have to be creative. Some of these homes, the lottery price will be around $200,000. So do we want our teachers to be able to stay here? Do we want our nurses to be able to live and work in our community? That's a policy choice, and I'm glad it's a policy choice that we've made together as a community.
More than $70 million were awarded since the program started, allowing for 750 new homes. The homes in Sisters are expected to be completed in 3 years. Isabella Warren, News Channel 21.
Coming up, get those pickleball paddles ready and maybe a jacket, because Bend residents can now play late into the evening.
You won't need the jackets this weekend, though. It's going to be mild. Here's a look at the weather where you live. Madras, Sisters, La Pine. A little hazy in Sisters and La Pine, but everybody's checking in during the weekend in 70s and 80-degree weather. Bend, Redmond, Prineville, we're looking at the 80s across the board.
And up next in tonight's special report, with firefighters facing danger daily, a new program looks to keep our first responders safe, strong, and supported.
Great news. You can stay.
Firefighters suffer from invisible wounds due to the stress of the job. In the special report, Jillian Fortner looks at an effort to help keep them from the dangers and the challenges.
Long hours on the front lines, face to face with danger and tragedy.
The typical fire service professional or volunteer responds on people's worst day, which is their common work day.
Firefighters encounter trauma regularly, which can take a toll on mental health. According to a 2016 study, about 20% of first responders meet the criteria for PTSD at some point in their career.
But our folks are experiencing those events multiple times, a shift when they come into work. And so over, a 10, 15, 20-year career, all of those issues continue to pile up.
To support firefighters, the Oregon State Fire Marshal is launching a new program.
We have support from the governor of Oregon to create a Oregon Firefighter Safety and Collaborative. So what that means on the local level is that we're going to have statewide support for firefighter mental and physical health well-being.
A lack of state funding was an issue in the past. Goals of the new collaborative include coordinating more resources for behavioral and physical health. For example, peer support teams, also a database for clinicians that will, and clinics that will provide NFPA 1582 physical health, physical exams prior to employment into the fire service. Also included in the collaborative, cancer risk reduction.
The truth is that firefighters have a higher rate of cancer than the general population, and They're known. There's known exposures to carcinogens on a regular basis.
Our focus with this collaborative is to really, catch these individuals early on, after an incident, and even pre-incident, and giving them tools to work through incidents.
The program is set to begin June 18th with a meeting of stakeholders, including Oregon Firefighters Council and the Special District of Oregon.
I'm excited for our firefighters and what this is going to provide for them.
The Oregon State Fire Marshal says their program is being modeled after similar collaboratives in California, Florida, and Washington. Jillian Fortner, News Channel 21.
Well, the questions just kept coming today as Dylan Anderman talked to middle schoolers about their futures. Do you enjoy pickleball? Now you can play it at night outside. Dylan Anderman tells us about the new lights at Pine Nursery Park.
Pickleball players at Pine Nursery Park in Bend now have a few more hours each day to play the nation's fastest growing sport. Bend Parks and Rec announced today the installation of new lights for half of the courts at Pine Nursery Park. The 8 courts closest to the soccer fields now have new lighting. This means the public will be able to play until 10 p.m. when the park closes.
Summer's coming, we hope, and so there's just going to be a lot more access to the courts. And we really appreciate the work that the Pickleball Club did with the Parks and Rec and the members too.
The new lights were made possible by donations from the Bend Pickleball Club and community members. It was career day for Three Rivers middle schoolers. Take a look at the time I spent with them.
What's up, guys? My name's Jared George, and we're here at Sun River Resort at Shark.
On Thursday at Shark, it was not swimming, but career exploration that had the attention of students from Three Rivers School. What are you looking forward to the most?
Just kind of seeing what other people are doing. Going to some of the booths and seeing what career would suit me the most.
I'm excited to be here to learn what I want to be when I grow up.
The event started with food and dozens of tables with experts from a variety of jobs.
Yeah, the food's good.
I had so much fun eating desserts and being welcome to have people come and spend some time with us and skipping school.
I'm having a lot of fun getting to know all of the people and seeing what different careers there are.
Some students found an interest in TV and media, so I had them interview me.
What do you like most about your job?
It's very fun because I get to talk about sports.
What made you want to do your job?
What made me want to do my job is I'm very passionate about sports and I love media and being on TV.
We're having fun today.
I'm having a lot of fun today. You guys are awesome. The food was awesome, and everyone else I've met has been great. After a couple of rounds meeting professionals, the students returned to school with new knowledge about future possibilities.
I mean, I'm kind of into psychology, and there was someone talking about the fact they were going back into college to get their psychology major.
I want to be an actress.
I like to talk and help, so that's probably one of the things that I would like to do.
I want to be a jiu-jitsu instructor or a police officer.
It was very enjoyable seeing the future generations interested in this field. A lot of kids weren't sure what they wanted to do yet, but I heard some of them say they wanted to be an actor. Dylan Anderman, News Channel 21.
Well, staying with the sports theme, we have the golfing forecast for tomorrow. Looking pretty good. 45 at 6 a.m. It's going to start out mild. We're on our way to the 80s by the afternoon.
Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Chief Meteorologist John Carroll.
We got a lot of things going on as far as outdoor activities. We're going to be in the 80s over the weekend, but we also have a lot of snow left on the mountains. Unfortunately, we did have that controlled burn, which is necessary, but it does throw some smoke into the atmosphere and have some bad air quality. But look at the view from Mount Bachelor today. Let's put this in motion. Unfortunately, this Bluebird Day with all the folks up there is going to be, look at that smoke in the distance. Bummer. but it is what it is. We need to do it, and so we have that going on. And they caught a couple of lenticular clouds this morning from the Aspen Lakes Golf Course. This was at about 8 o'clock in the morning. They dissipated pretty quickly as we move forward into the mid-morning time frame. And here's what's going on as we go into the night. 64 at 8 o'clock, 55 at 10, and 50 at midnight. But we still have that smoke going from the prescribed burn. It is laying down significantly, is a lot closer to the surface. It's not pluming as much, but it is still throwing off a lot of smoke. In fact, we have the moderate air quality today that was in Bend, western sections of Bend, Lapine, and Sun River. And I just want to remind everybody what these mean. I put the unhealthy for sensitive group, the orange one. That's another one. We may see that tomorrow. But for moderate, it means air quality is acceptable. There may be risks to those sensitive to the pollution. And the unhealthy for sensitive groups is a step above that. So what's happening? Well, we're mild pattern. I mean, apart from the smoke, this is a flat-out gorgeous day. Temperatures in the 70s, summer-like feel coming our way for tomorrow, Saturday, and Mother's Day. And we're going to be mild as we head into next week with temps in the 70s. It's hard to remember earlier this week, we had snow. So, yeah, it's an interesting week, that's for certain. This would definitely be the week of transition. All right, here's what we got going on. Current winds are laying down a bit. They're settling. They're in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range. Gusting, still a bit sporty. We are looking at the gusts coming down generally from the north, kind of hooking off to the southwest, as we get into the lower portions of Deschutes County. But the gusts are in the 20 to 25 mile an hour range. And temperatures tonight are going to only drop into the 40s. Normally we should be in the mid 30s, and we're going to rise up to 60 by 8 o'clock in the morning. Normal high is 65. We're at 69 right now in Redmond with plenty of sunshine, 66 in Bend. Still pretty dry, 37% relative humidity. High temps today, 72 in Bend, 73 Redmond, 70 in Prineville. Here's a current look, and we have 65 in Sisters with 73 in Warm Springs. Lows tonight will be mild, 39 in Sun River, 47 for Warm Springs. And the highs tomorrow, we got some 80s. We're back into the 80s. Haven't been there for quite some time. Why is that? High pressure. It's in complete control of the region. And as we move forward through the day tomorrow, this is what we're going to see. Friday, we'll have this feel of spring in the air with 80s, actually more of a feel like summer. Saturday is going to feel like summer with temps in the 80s as well. Here's what we got going on. Mother's Day, 81. 75 on Monday with a bit of a breeze. That's a look at your local alert weather. Let's check out that snow report.
Your local alert weather snow report, brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Unfortunately, Timberline was closed today due to high winds, but they still have a lot of snow, and they're open this weekend.
When someone else is negligent.
Big check presentations this week. 2 local nonprofits each got a check. Tracy Tuesday was there to see the check presentations.
Living the volunteer spirit. That's the mission statement of General Federation of Women's Club, known as GFWC, an organization dedicated to community improvement by enhancing the lives of others through volunteer service. Recently, GFWC held an event, Wine, Women, and Purses, which raised more than $10,000. The funds were split between 2 organizations.
Voices Against Trafficking is like a network of networkers, individuals, corporations, all kinds of people that are involved as a collective voice against human trafficking in this area, in any community, nationally and worldwide.
Saving Grace, we are a domestic violence and sexual assault intervention program. We provide emergency shelter, 24-hour services to people who are in crisis, men, women, children, related to domestic violence and sexual assault. You don't always see it on the outside. People expect to see major bruising or some outward sign, but we don't always know.
GFWC says it was not a difficult decision to select Voices Against Trafficking and Saving Grace as recipients.
Our signature project is domestic violence awareness. So these both dovetailed very nicely into that.
GFWC's roots can be traced all the way back to 1868 when Jane Cunningham Crawley, a professional journalist, tried to attend a dinner at an all-male press club honoring novelist Charles Dickens. Crawley was denied admittance because she was a woman, so she started a women's club, today known as General Federation of Women's Club. GFWC says it continues to transform lives each day, not simply with money donations, but with hands-on, tangible projects, providing immediate impact. Tracy Tuesday, News Channel 21.
Up next, a vocal group from COCC sang for the residents of the Regency Village.
Your best days of the year.
Today, a vocal group from COCC serenaded residents of the Regency Village. These singers are from 3 different years of COCC's singing program. Each term, they go to a different retirement home or assisted living facility. They sing a variety of songs from classical opera to modern pop.
Because COCC is a community college, it is so important to reach out into our community and to have a connection, have camaraderie, and be able to serve. As young people, I think it's so important to connect with our elderly because they are the framework of our society.
Many students took this class as a first-year elective, but then continued just to keep performing. After singing, performers spent time visiting with the residents.
A great program there, for
Absolutely.
Sure. Without a doubt.
I'm sure the seniors love it, too.
Yes, definitely. Well, we do have some smoke still billowing there just to the west of Bend. And this is a live view from our Aubrey Butte Cam. We kind of shot in between the structures there, but that's going to be there again tomorrow as well.
All right.